Good afternoon, Maiden Early. Hope you are all well. It's Friday, the 1st of April. A quick update with regards to everything Team Maiden Early. We now know changes are afoot with regards to COVID guidance. This was updated yesterday evening for schools. From the 1st of April, it will advise people with symptoms of a respiratory infection, including COVID-19 and high temperature, or those who feel well, to try and stay at home and avoid contact with other people until they feel well enough to resume normal activities and they no longer have a high temperature. That is absolutely key, the bit about the high temperature. Please can we all abide by that. Regular asymptomatic testing is no longer recommended in school settings, and we no longer have any tests available. Children and young people who are unwell and have a high temperature should stay at home and avoid contact with other people where they can. Essentially a bit back to normal, but that high temperature is absolutely crucial once again. They can go back to school, college or childcare when they no longer have a high temperature and they feel well enough to attend. From the 1st of April, anyone with a positive COVID-19 test result will be advised to try and stay at home and avoid contact for 5 days, which is when they are most effective. Please note, for children and young people aged 18 and under, the advice will be 3 days. So there's a slight difference there. So please do read that. Take your time to understand it, because it's really important that this is the guidance we are working from now on. I absolutely love our art gallery. I think it's absolutely superb. I've had a few walks through there with the Year 8 art exhibition. It is excellent. Thank you to all the students who've got their work up in there. Thank you to all the staff who make this happen. And please do click on the link to get a view of what it looked like. Really pleased to announce that the My Child at School app has been launched, and this replaces a Sims app that you'll all have been using previously. You can view timetables, attendance and behaviour through the app, as well as being able to update your contact details as well. We'll be launching this for the sixth form parents shortly. Just so you know, there will be bumps in the road. I'm fully aware of that, but this app is much more intuitive and live than the previous app, so it really is a positive step for the school. Please can you make sure you follow the instructions sent out. Thank you to Paul Hannaford, who came in and did the remaining years with regards to assemblies on knife crime, drugs, prison, and what all comes about with regards to lifestyle there. He did an assembly to year 7, 8 and 12. It was really hard hitting. It was absolutely fantastic, and I'd like to thank Paul for coming in, and I hope the students found it useful as well and gave them warning signs and the dangers of getting involved in that type of lifestyle. A really important hard hitting message. In order to improve biodiversity around the school, we launched a Design a Birdhouse House competition. Design and draw your own birdhouse, colour it in and hand your entry to Miss Terry or Miss Dudley Jones, who are running our Eco Club, and the winner will be announced in due course. They will get their own birdhouse built, painted and hung up around school, and I am really looking forward to judging this. So good luck everyone.
Good evening, it's Mrs Morgan here, Deputy Head at Maiden Early School. And I thought I would just give you a bit of an update on where we are with public exams, and this is particularly pertinent for those parents of Year 11 students. In talking to some parents recently, they've asked me to clarify a few points, and I thought it would be really helpful to actually share this as a recording with some really helpful links as well about public exams and maybe what to start expecting in the coming weeks. So as you know, next week we're moving into our next set of PPEs for our Year 11 students. The pre-public exams are an opportunity for students to prepare, and we would normally run pre-public exams at this time of year. However, they also form part of our contingency plan that in the hopefully unlikely event now that public exams were cancelled, that actually we use that information as part of the evidence by which we would agree student grades. Where we're at the moment is that we really fully expect public exams to go ahead, and I'm really pleased for the students because that allows them to demonstrate the work that they've completed, but the skill that they've developed, and also the level that they're now working at. And I know Year 11 are taking that process very seriously. I think in terms of the revision, I've spoken to Year 11 this week and really reassured them that the revision that they'll be doing for their pre-public exams over the next 2 weeks will really help set them up for their public exams as well, because that information will need to be recalled again, and by learning it once it makes it easier to recall it again the second time when they get to those final examinations. In terms of thinking about the disruption of the pandemic, I know a few parents have raised concerns about, have the students fully caught up? Are they ready for the exams? And I think that's a really good question. We're very lucky at Maiden Early that we operate a 3-year Key Stage 4, which means that our students start studying for their GCSEs really as early as Year 9. As a result, that's meant that even though we have had disruption during the pandemic, what we've done each time the school has essentially moved to remote learning is we've reworked our curriculum every time the students have returned to school to ensure that we went back and we revisited those key topics to make sure that they were ready for their public exams. I'm talking to subjects at the moment and heads of subjects, and they're happy that they're finishing the course in plenty of time, that students still have time to revise, and we have plenty of preparation time left for those public exams. Now, actually on the next slide, I give you a link to the Easter revision. Just thinking about preparation for public exams, historically we've always run a couple of days of Easter revision. That is to help students get into the habit of revising. It's also to allow you to send your child to school for one of those days and for them to get a structured revision. It's essentially a morning, but a structured revision morning, but with our specialists in school. So with Maiden Early teachers who are Year 11 teachers who are currently already preparing students for exams. The link's there to the letter. If you've got any questions about that, please just come back to the school. I've just included on this slide some really helpful links which have been published by AQA, and they've put together some short videos which give you guidance about how the GCSEs have been changed this year in light of the pandemic. And I think they're really useful video guides to watch. There may be something that you wish to watch at home with your son or daughter, but I think they're really useful for everybody to get a feel for the changes that have been made, not only around changes to specification, but how the advanced information works, and finally, of course, how they might change grading. And they've been very clear this year that there will be some change to grading to actually reflect the fact that students have been disrupted in their learning. So the overall link, which is GCSEs in Summer 22, is very, very useful, giving an overview of the changes to this year's public exams for GCSE. But then there's more detailed videos on the GCSE and A-level creative arts this summer, GCSE geography and GCSE in science. I've also included in there the link for you for the advance information letter, just in case you didn't see it, which provides all of the links and detailed on advance information. Be careful with the advance information. It's great that they've given us that level of detail, but be aware that all of the exam boards intend to examine the full published syllabus unless they have actually explicitly stated that there is an area that they are not covering. And lastly, just the link to the Easter revision letter as well. We're looking forward to get our students ready. I'm wishing all of our Year 11s good luck for the next 2 weeks with their PPEs. And if you've got any questions about GCSEs, please send an email either to Mr. Bryant, Mr. Gillett, or to myself. Thank you very much.
That's it for my updates this week. Please do have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. The sun's going to be shining, but I think it's going to be cold. And let's learn to live with the new guidance. Take care, everyone.